Ladies and gentlemen, I do not know if I'm saying this right. The last game of the evening, Nakwon, Last Paradise,
Nakwon.
Nakwon, no,
One of those words.
Nakwon.
Yeah. Last Paradise.
Last Paradise.
Starting off right away, we've seen this game before. Not this game specifically, we've seen this done before. So let's pull up the trailer and just kind of go from there.
Just so y'all can get an idea of where this is going. When Adam threw this idea at me, the first text that I sent back to him was, "Oh my god, another zombie game."
Yeah. And so what this one is a third-person extraction survival shooter. You'll play with 16 other people on the server. You'll play against the zombies. That's okay. Takes place in Seoul. Is that in North Korea? South Korea, right?
Yeah, in Seoul.
Yeah. Yep. In Seoul, South Korea. And essentially what you're seeing is so it's very slow. Like you have to distract the zombies. You make sounds. They're attracted to them. It's really dark, or it has a day and night cycle, but it's really dark. The zombies actually look like they are powerful. They're not just you know what I mean? And then you can see that you can fight other characters. You can help the zombies attack the other players, which is kind of funny. And right there, that's scary. The game has a scary feel to it, which I think some of these zombie games are lacking. You know what I mean?
I was surprised, honestly, when I looked at this. I was like, because like I said, the first thing I said to Adam was like, "Oh my god, we're gonna do another zombie game." Like, ugh,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But
right.
this isn't a zombie shooter, more or less.
No.
This was a very different vibe. So I was looking at this game and I was getting more of Hitman, almost you did a combination of Hitman and Last of Us. That's what I got. This game is very focused on being stealthy and stuff like that. Are you excited for this game though?
I am much more excited than this, and this is kind of I'm much more excited for this than Daisy, or not Daisy. I'm more excited for this than Day Before. To be honest, I think this one seems like how a zombie game should be, if that makes sense to you. I just think that it has the elements that the Day Before's promised in terms of great mechanics of the gameplay, great feel of the gameplay. We're promising you this. But the difference is they're showing us everything that they're going to give us, and they're not trying to string people along. They're like, this is what you're going to get. This is how the gameplay looks. They show 20 minutes in the gameplay. So that's not what we watched in our trailer. So we'll put that link in the description, but they're showing us what the game's going to be. And for me, I like when zombie games are dark. I like when zombie games are scary. You know what I mean? I want to feel like I have to try to survive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't get that same feel from watching the things that the Day Before has released. And people still don't think the Day Before is a real game. They do not think it's going to be coming out in early access on December 7th. With this one, they say this one's also coming out very soon. But I just think this looks better than the Day Before.
I think it looks better than Days Before.
Yeah.
But again, it's another situation of okay, let's rewind a little bit. So what's happening here is Adam talked about 16-player PvE. What your goal here in this game is going to be to go into the city and loot stuff, right? So it's almost like the same kind of concept, right? Because you need you need this loot to survive and sell goods and stuff like that. And they said something about paying rent or something. You need to go into the city and loot stuff in order to pay rent or something like that. And I was like, okay, so this is going to be a situation where there's no real storyline. It's just kind of how many times can you do this before you get bored?
And I think that's where I think this game has what's called citizen rank, and what this does, I think this is cool. And I know the Day Before has something similar in terms you're helping the the what is that called? Like the people, the group.
The community?
Yeah, not. But what do you call it? Not the cult, like the settlement. You have to help grow the settlement. Which
Okay.
yeah, cool. Like you're trying to grow the settlement in the day before, but in this, you're trying to grow yourself. You're trying to, and so that's what the citizen rank comes into play, where you like sell stuff, and which the higher you rank up grants you access to more privileges, so more locations, more. I'm guessing like quicker to upgrades and stuff like that. And I think that's cool, and more access to different things. And I think that's cool. And I wonder, like, you don't know in the day before, are they going to have something similar? And that's why I think this one's much cooler, because you're growing yourself, not so much the settlements.
I mean, I think that kind of works. It's going to work a lot better for most gamers because I feel like
Mhm.
most gamers are selfish gamers, and there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong. Yeah,
exactly.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'll be honest, I can load in and not really care about the community. I just kind of want to,
Yeah,
I'm just playing games, so I think that's going to work better. Um,
yeah,
but also, so like, I've talked about this game style a lot, and it's like, I as a gamer, and I think there's a lot of gamers out there like me, I need a definitive end. I need like I need closure when I play a game, and I feel like am
and
I
that's why this game doesn't appeal to
am
you,
I am I
but it
just
appeals
like
to
am I
me.
just like absolutely crazy that like I need some type of like storyline with closure in order to play a game? Is
No,
that
I think
absolutely
there's
crazy?
no, I think there's many different types of gamers, and I don't think that one way is wrong, one way is right. Like I love story games, but I also like a game that has the replay value of me leveling up, growing bigger, being the strongest at the top, or I'm still getting strong, or they release something else. I have to go get this gun. And like I think that's why I don't need the closure, is because like there's always essentially there's always something to strive for. Like I'm always getting my character to level up, or I'm always getting new equipment. And I think that's the difference. Where it's like, but the story, I love story. Like I beat many story games, but for me, once the story's over, the game's over. But for a game like this, the game never ends, and I think that's cool. Hence why, like with the Division 2, like you can get like 1,000 ranking is like the highest that you can get, like that actually means anything for like your player. But you can get up like there's no cap. Like you can get up to like 100,000, which is nobody's up there like without cheating. But that's what I think is cool. And then like when somebody like and a character or a player comes in, like, wow, this guy's played a lot. Like he's the guy I want to go to when I want to like learn something. Or on my end, like I'm so low and I kill a dude that's like ranked 15,000. I'm like, I've only been playing this game for 20 minutes. This guy sucks. You know what I mean?
You suck.
Exactly. And so that's why I think there's just different gamers. And I don't think you don't have to be in love with this type of game, but I think you can have an appreciation of how cool this game looks to me.
I mean, I have an appreciation for I was just honestly like I feel like I might be a little crazy that like I need that type of closure because for me it's like you said when you get that closure the game's over and like
Yeah.
I just feel like I would much rather have that situation. Like yes, the game is over, but it's like it ended on such a like you watch that end cut scene and you're like I beat it, like it's ultimate high, and you're like, boom, on the shelf. Like this game, like I get it. You like that. There's always something to strive for, but this style of game does end. It does end for you, and it ends. It ends when you're just bored of it.
No, it ends when I don't have time
But also, like like
because with I'm going back to Division 2. I had finally shut up about the Division 2, but
go ahead, go
I'm
back
bringing
to
it
it.
back up.
Go back to it.
I didn't quit the Division because I was bored. I quit because I ran out of time. And I'm probably gonna run out of time with this game, but I'm trying to put as much time into it as I can. But that's why I quit the Division 2. It's because I ran out of time, and because I love the Division. I would gladly go back if I didn't work 60 hours a week. You know what I mean? And I think that's my issue, is like games like this take time, and that's where like it's a struggle for some people. But here's the thing. With a game like this, every time you go into a lobby or into a server, something different can happen. You know what I mean? Like, because like there's zombies, or you'll find another piece of equipment that you haven't found in 6 runs, and like now you're playing extra careful. Your heart's racing because you don't want to get killed by some noob hiding in a corner. You know what I mean? Or you don't want to get killed by a zombie because you made the wrong move. Like, and I think that's why you can get some of that adrenaline of some of those story games that you get all the time, and that closure. The closures once you get out and you're like, oh, whew, I made it. And I think that's kind of where I still get the excitement for games like this.
I mean, I see it. I do see it. I don't know. I feel like for however many divisions, like, yes, you have Division, right? You have a game like that says you love that you will play all the time. But is that the norm? Or
Is that the norm?
Is that the norm that you fall in love with a game so much that you that you will continuously play it? Like, how many of these style games on the other end of the spectrum did you just get bored of and stop playing?
I mean, you can go like I could say the same with Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like I've played every single Call of Duty, never got bored. Minus I got annoyed, and so I quit playing because I just don't like the way the gameplay's gone now. But in terms of like, I have plenty of games that have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of the same thing over and over. Like Overwatch 2, I don't even want to tell you how many hours I have in that game. Or Overwatch, the first Overwatch, not Overwatch 2.
The first Overwatch, yeah, 2. Yeah,
and the reason
you crapped on 2 pretty hard.
yeah, I did. But the only reason I quit playing that game is that became, and it might happen with this game, and that's what happened with Call of Duty, is it's the community becomes toxic, or it's just not fun to play anymore because of the community. Because I love Overwatch, and like if I didn't have such issue with the people I'd play with or like the randoms I would get, I'd still probably be playing it. But it's the community behind it. If it becomes toxic, like Call of Duty's become, and the gameplay mechanics have become crap, then that's what pushes me away from the game. Not so much getting bored. It's just what happens in the game.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just like weary of being reliant on a community because of my experiences in community games, that I just like want to be a sheltered gamer and just play everything by myself, alone, offline.
Right. So I mean, I don't know. And like you and I are 2 different types of gamers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's the games that you like. There's the games I like, and we're always going to have that. The more we talk about games that pop up, and this is a game I'm excited about, and I'm going to get it, and I'll probably put tons of hours in it.
I think, honestly, it looks more exciting to me than the typical zombie shooter. When it comes to these gameplay mechanics, I love me some Hitman and some stealthy stuff, and like it reminds me of almost like a just like Hitman, but also like a Last of Us almost, where it has like, it obviously has those moments of like mayhem and chaos, but realistically you're trying to sneak around and stuff like that. And I was pleasantly surprised when I looked up the gameplay trailer, because I was like, Adam sent me another zombie shooter.
I feel like I'm done with this.
Yeah,
I'm done with this.
I was surprised. So yeah, this game, it's not something that is going to attract me, but I'm excited that it's kind of different from what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about it.
With that being said, though, you're excited for this game. We talked about it a lot. We've been talking a lot about zombie games. Lot about zombie games. And I want to know.
We have been.
Is the zombie field getting oversaturated?
So I have a couple questions to that, to kind of fill your question. And it's like separate questions. I think the first question you got to ask is, why are there so many games like this? I think that's a big one to ask. Why is zombies such a way to go? Or like, why do so many developers make these games? And I think the reason for that is it's easy. You know what I mean? There's always going to be followers of zombie games. And I saw this too. It's like, zombies are dead people already, and so if like you're going the moral route, it's like you're killing dead things. So I mean, like if that's an argument, like sure, like yeah, you're killing things that are already dead, so there's no like morally wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I just think like zombies, the post-apocalyptic, like that's an easy like storyline. Like you can And it's the same thing too. You know what I mean? Like, oh, everybody's undead. You got to go kill them all, or like we got to survive. So like, I think it's just so easy. And there's a lot of similar games, but every game has like a little bit of like a different feel to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like different elements each are different in that aspect. Like, I mean, like Call of Duty zombies are different than Left 4 Dead zombies, or Dying Light is different than Zombies Ate My Neighbor. You know what I mean? Like there's different things, and I think that's what keeps
that one's way different.
I know. I just wanted to throw it up there because it's one of your favorite zombie games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's why they make so many of these games, is because it's so easy, but they can also put their spin on it, if that makes sense.
I think you're 100% right. I think like it's almost cop out level easy, right?
Yeah.
It's like, do you have a great idea? No. Okay. Let's just make a zombie game then, because it's gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we talked about this all the time, where like, you know, we were talking about how there's no original ideas left in Hollywood. Do you remember this conversation? We were talking about the movies, and it's like, okay, there's a very simple way for them to get them to stop doing this. Stop buying it. Stop.
Right.
Like, if you're sick of zombie games, stop buying zombie games. You know what I mean?
And I don't think I think there's more people that love zombies so much they don't care.
Yeah.
And like you said, the people that don't want to play zombie games anymore, just don't play them.
Just don't play them.
Like that's not going to hurt. Like, yeah, they're going to make them still, but like, you don't have to play them. There's other games. I will say though, like, name off the top of your head, can you name a very unique zombie game off the top of your head? Like, as of recent days.
As of recent days, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's so hard.
I can't. I think I think probably the most unique one was Dead Rising. Or in the
that
mall.
One was fun, yeah. Yeah, where you just blow up everything and have done tons of weapons.
I think that was the most unique one, because it's like you were in a situation where you were kind of trapped somewhere, and it was like, you had like all these different like types of weapons, and so that was probably the most unique one I've ever seen. But I mean, I feel like it doesn't have to be unique, because people are going to eat it up either way.
Yeah. And I think that's why there's so many zombie games, because there's such a following and love for zombies in general, and they're always going to be that way. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't think that we're just trying to crap on zombie games. It's just more so we were trying to come up with a conversation like, why are there so many? And I think we kind of answered that like pretty quickly.
And I think and I think one of the things that, like, you know, I really want to bring out there is, like, you know, Adam asked me, you know, do you think zombie games are oversaturated? And I kind of like, I really thought about that question, because I wanted to put together like a very thoughtful kind of answer here. And I think I'm not really even kind of relating this to just zombie games. I'm just kind of relating this to games as a whole. This is a very opinionated statement. It's like, are zombie games oversaturated? Well, that depends if you like zombie games or not.
Yeah.
You know, if you love zombie games, if you love zombie shooters, there's never enough zombie shooters. If you're not into zombie shooters, there's probably too many zombie shooters out there. You know what I mean? It's like, and I think it's very opinionated, right? So you
very
guys,
subjective.
Yeah, very subjective, because you guys know me. You guys know me. I am a Souls fanatic. I am a Souls-like fanatic. And if you were to ask me, Dave, do you think the Souls-like the Souls-like genre is getting oversaturated? I would be like, heck no, dude. Give me a Souls-like every 2 months. Just keep cooking them out. I don't care. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, if you're really into a certain franchise or a certain type of game, you know, it's awesome that you're getting this amount of games to play. And if you're not into it, just don't play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just don't play it or buy it.
Just don't play it or buy it. So
yeah. But
I don't
truly though, there are way too many Souls games. I'm tired of hearing about them. Just kidding, Dave.
So you take that back right now, sir.
You take that back right now.
You take that back right now. You take that back right now. So I just want to throw it out there. The concept of oversaturation is very subjective. And you know, if you don't like a game style or a game franchise or something, like, just don't play it, and be happy that there's that game out there for the people that do enjoy it. And you know, you obviously have your games that you're into, and like, everybody love everybody, man. Everybody just be
Yeah,
happy that all of these
ELE.
games, I'll just be happy that all of these games are out here for us
And,
to enjoy.
and to kind of close that thought a little bit, and like there's always going to be games that people don't like, and there's always going to be those people that love that game. Especially like I'm using Call of Duty as an example. The split of people there is like, oh, Call of Duty's making another one that's stupid. Like it's so bad. I don't want to see it. This is why are they still making games? It's because people love them still. Like there's always going to be people that love a certain game, and to hate a franchise for it, it's like, no, like you don't do that, because like there's games that we don't like that you like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, I totally get it, man. It's like, we are a gaming community, and like, like we said, man, like everybody love everybody.